Magical year.
Was it six games? One of the last possession.
Raiders.
That's a magical year.
That's a record. That's a record, right? You know what I mean?
Wow.
One extra game don't mean nothing. It's still a record.
Raiders.
Damn, bro. Let's go.
Isn't this Rome's first year as a Raiders fan too?
First year back. First year back.
First year back.
We're live, gentlemen. We're live. What's the Line podcast? Week 19, wild card.
Roll Tide.
You can really get it in the playoffs, man. I feel like I do well in the playoffs, actually, at least the first couple of rounds. And then I do some Super Bowl prop bets. That's always like our biggest show. I feel like our Super Bowl show. Got to do something special this year. What's the line? How y'all feeling, man? We back. Had a little break. Week 19.
Feeling good. You know, it's a new year. That's all I got to say.
A little sloppy over here. I'm gonna get it together though.
How you feeling, Sal, man? It's the playoffs. All the schmucks are out of town.
Honestly,
except the Steelers.
I wanted to speak on my playoff performance, but you tell me don't talk on stuff like that. So I don't have anything to say about how I'm feeling.
You got your playoff numbers in front of you?
No. I just know typically me, like I just be super wrong with the playoffs. Like I could tell you who's gonna win, but as far as like lines, I just be super off. So disclaimer for the early people. I won't say it when we start going, but disclaimer if you're here now, I got nothing.
All right, just tweeted it out.
Got a couple playoff bracket pools if anybody want to join in.
Hey, can you fix my screen name, please?
Sure thing. Said Roman, right? All right.
Sure.
Oh yeah. He's on some new. He's on a new play. That's Rome. Where's Rome? This is What's the Line podcast, week 19. NFL Wildcard Weekend, brought to you by anothergreatadventure.com, your premier agency for luxury travel. Got something special coming out, perhaps right after this episode with that. Yeah, so give me a second, guys. Tweeting, trying to get some promo going. Copy link. Here. Get this link as well.
Something else as well. Needs to go there.
What's the Line podcast, week 19. I got some plays for y'all today, man. I'm ready, man. This is
Lead us to the promised land, P.
I got you. Game starting in a couple days, Ron. This is a Thursday pod. Or a Thursday stream, a Friday pod.
I'm ready to go. I kind of already know who I'm playing.
All right. So let me do one more thing. And we live. All right, let's start it up, gentlemen. Zoom. Where's Rome? Also live on Instagram. I'm gonna just put my phone here, trap it out, getting it in.
Are you doing IG live now, huh?
I mean, I just did it on the spot, but
That's cool.
I mean, yeah, you know what I mean. We right here.
I ain't mad at it.
Shout out to my good man Forrest just joined in. Yeah, let's talk lines, gentlemen. Let's talk lines. And we're back. Andy Up Consulting presents What's the Line podcast, week 19, wild card weekend, gentlemen. It was a great year, regular season. You know, we did our thing, 60+% across all boards, teasers, best bets. Once again, another win in the year. It's like, you know, it's like it's elementary, right? It's like it's, you know, just every year. We go, we get out, you know, we go again.
Wasn't that easy?
Nah, it's never that easy.
Got easier
But,
down the stretch, but it wasn't that easy early on.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely found some waves. I know my waves early. I have pretty successful early in the season. I kind of fall off around Thanksgiving, but I pick it up towards the end of the season. But playoff time to take advantage of these teams, of situations. I got some things to point out to y'all. The sports gambling streets are definitely talking about potential secrets, things going on, some things on the quiet hush hush. I'll talk to it when we get there. But yeah, let's get into it, gentlemen. Playoffs are here. But yeah, Rome, my guy, how you feeling? Back again. What's the Line podcast brought to you by anothergreatadventure.com. Rome, how you feeling?
Ready to go. Wild card weekend. Took the week off last week, so we're ready to get back at it and stay sharp this week.
Yep. Yes, sir. And my guy, Soundman, how you feeling today, baby? Back again. Week 19, wild card time.
Feeling good. You know, happy to be back. Week 18 was very entertaining, even though we were off. But you know, feels like it's been a while since we've been here, but it's only been a week off. So, you know, happy to be here and let's get these playoffs going, man.
We getting the Soundman special for wild card weekend?
We might. I don't know yet. We might. You know.
You said what, Rome? I missed that. You said we were getting what?
I was asking if we were getting a Soundman special for wild card weekend.
Oh, all right. Well, you never know, huh? All right. And my guy Keys, Papa Keys, wild card time. Raiders in the offs. How you feeling, Papa Keys?
Come on now, coming off the bye. We heading to the odds. They counted us out. Who's they? I'm they. But we're here. We're here.
All right, that's a bet, man. All right, so we here, y'all. I'm your host, the meticulous Mark P. We getting right into it. Week 19. You know how it goes, gentlemen. Let's get right into it. The Raiders, the Las Vegas Raiders, Papa Keys' team are at the Cincinnati Bengals. Bengals favored by 5.5. Total of 48.5. Oh, this is the streets are talking, gentlemen. They're saying Joe Burrow potentially is not healthy for this game. The streets are definitely talking. Bengals currently laying 5.5. 3-5 against the spread as a home faves under Zach Taylor. The Raiders 37-43, 43-2 against the spread, non-division games under Derek Carr. I got some more stats for Derek Carr later, but I'll start with you, Keys. Papa Keys, how you feeling about this game?
Come on now. 5.5. That's too much. You said it yourself. Joe Burrow, he's a little banged up. You know, Mad Max is gonna get out there and touch him. But seriously, I've been riding with the Bengals all year on the road. I feel like they show up on the road and at home they're iffy. I feel like that's gonna be true. As Joe Burrow, although he's used to playing in big games, obviously that's what he's been doing, you know, his whole career. That's the whole thing about him. It's still something different about your first playoff game. We've seen tons of young quarterbacks come out there, their first playoff game, and not look, you know what I mean? They were clowning Mahomes to go just because he didn't do that. Like he came out there and, you know, they went on the run. But, you know, all that to say that I do like these Raiders here on the road to at least cover the 5.5. Come on, keep it close for me, baby. We do good against the pass. That's what the Bengals like to do. I'm banking on us getting after the quarterback and keeping it close. 5.5, disrespectful. We're one of the hottest teams in the league right now. Let's go.
All right, there's the fans' the fans' perspective at Keys, Papa Keys. Rome, what do you think about this game? Bengals laying 5.5 at home against the Raiders, total 48.5.
Yeah, I like the Raiders as well in this game, but I just had a question for you. When did you hear about that Burrow news that he wasn't healthy? Because I was hearing that as well.
I mean, it's not a thing that he's not healthy. I mean, we're just saying it's basically like it's potentially a free roll, and they're saying that. I mean, if he was not healthy right now, it was only like let's say 60 to 70%. You think they would have him limited in practice right now? He's been a full participant in practice. However, I mean, like, would you have him? Like, if you were the coach or the GMs or whatever, would you list them as limited, or would you kind of list them as full, no matter what the circumstance?
Well, I think you have to report it if he's injured. That's more so what I'm asking. Is it some hush hush stuff? Because if it is, that's
correct.
And I mean, if he's full go in practice right now, I would expect him to be full go in the game, obviously, but that doesn't mean he's healthy. So I just like the Raiders here, specifically talking about how this line has moved. Line has come down, open at 6, down to about 5.5. You can catch 5 at some books, but some of the sharpest books in the world, that being Circa and Westgate out there in Vegas, have had this line jump around a lot, and they usually catch a lot of money. Obviously, being the hometown of the Raiders, on the Raiders, but this one's a little bit different because most of the money right now is still on the Bengals. However, the line has come in favor of the Raiders. So I'd see about 55% of the cash right now are on the Bengals on the line. However, the line has come down in Raiders' favor. So books don't move money on parlays. They don't move money on small bets. They move money on big bets. And although most of the money is on Cincinnati, that doesn't necessarily mean all of the big money or the smart money is on Cincinnati. I think the smart money here is on Vegas. We talk about a Vegas team to start off their season. Overtime win at home against the Ravens. They go to Pittsburgh as 5-point dogs. They win outright. They go to Dallas as 8.5-point dogs. They went outright on Thanksgiving. Here's a Raider team that has been underestimated all year. Defense has obviously played opportunistic. They haven't been very sharp really against the run, but they've been opportunistic against the pass. You talk about an unhealthy Joe Burrow, or possibly, let's just say not 100% Joe Burrow. Now that young offensive line is forced to step up against one of the better pass rushing teams in pro football. Max Crosby, #1 player in pro football this year in terms of pressures per quarterback. That stat is more important than sacks just because it affects the quarterback's mental a little bit more. So 5.5 on the road, you would expect the Raiders, obviously, as they limped into the playoffs, not technically, but more so how they got into the playoffs, winning at home in overtime in the last game of the season, basically the last play of the pro football regular season this year. And you say, how are they going to turn around and bounce back off that emotional roller coaster? This is a team that lost their head coach in the middle of the season, so I don't think adversity is something that's necessarily going to bother them. And then on the other side, you got the Bengals team. This is a young offense. Basically, the best 3 players on this team, that being Joe Mixon, Joe Burrow, and Jamar Chase, are all under the age of 24. This will be their first playoff game. We're not even mentioning T. Higgins, who's also a good contributor on that team. So this is the first playoff game for all of those guys, as well as, the defensive guys that are kind of nameless but have played pretty well, specifically against the run. But this is a Raiders offense that's one of the most balanced offenses in pro football. So I think play action keeps Trey Hendricks at bay, and I think Jacobs can find a way to get it on the ground. We talk about Jacobs. He didn't look healthy all year, but he still found a way to be productive all year. So I'm not really worried about whatever his injury status is. And the Raiders seem pretty healthy here. So your starting quarterback is not 100% on the Bengals side. We don't hear anybody significantly hurt on the Raiders side. Money moving in favor of the Raiders. I love the Raiders here. This is probably one of my favorite bets of the week. This is as good as you're going to get it because I don't think that line's going to get any cheaper than 5.5 or 5.
All right, Sound Man, what do you think about this game? So we got looks like we got a couple likes here already. You gonna hat trick us?
Yeah, I'm gonna like the Raiders to cover the 5.5 here.
That's all we talking about, baby.
Yeah. I think they'll cover the 5.5 here. I think their luck is running out this weekend. Miraculous season for them, 5-2, somehow get to the playoffs. Through the adversity, is how Rome said. But I think the luck runs out here. These guys play close games every week. They found a way to squeak them out pretty much every week. The most last second wins in NFL history, I think, is 6 this season. So I don't think it's going to be like, I don't think the Bengals are going to win by more than 5.5. I'm not too concerned about Burrow being hurt. The first time they played this season, he only threw for like 149. He didn't do too much. So it wasn't like a Burrow game. It was more so a mixing game. I'm just banking on the fact that I just think the Raiders' luck just finally runs out, man. I think, I wouldn't say they overachieved, but they should not have been here, granted the situations that they went through this season. Like, it looked very bad for them. It looked very grim. And they made it, and
Are we talking about the Raiders?
Yes, I'm talking about the Raiders.
I mean, the Bengals were projected to be the third team out of AFC North, and they won the division. So if we talk about overachievement, I mean, the Bengals are the most overachieving team in pro football this year. Who's overachieved more than the Bengals? The Browns and the Ravens were projected to be 10-6 or 10-7 or whatever. The Bengals were their win total, I want to say, was 7.5 or something. So
I think they put all that to bed in like week 5, 6, and 7 when they just were winning games at that point.
You got to think about that week at home against the Browns where they got blown out, and that was like, okay, wait, are these Bengals for real? And then they bounced back, and obviously
Raiders were 5-2 at one point.
Fair.
And you what are you 9-8 now?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Coaches get fired, people got hurt. No Darren Waller all year. You know what I'm saying?
7.
Oh, my bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay,
5. This year that was the best division in pro football. The AFC West.
Went 5-2, then we went 5-3.
They shouldn't. Y'all shouldn't be here, and we all know the Raiders shouldn't be here right now. But they're here.
I don't agree.
We're not even the 7th seed. We're the 6th. All right, man.
The luck is done this week, man. It's been a good run. You did it for DUIs, coaches getting fired, all this stuff, man. It's like you guys had a good run.
You're on the Bengals minus 5.5.
Yeah, I am, but I think the Bengals are going to win this game. I don't care about Burrow being hurt. I've been very consistent on saying I know the Bengals in their spots. I don't have too many strong feelings about the Bengals in this situation. I think the 5.5 is too much. But first game, Saturday, Bengals get the W no matter what, you know what I'm saying? But the 5.5, I think the Raiders cover. So I like the Raiders to cover the 5.5. Bengals are going to win this for me. So
biggest game in Cincinnati in the past 6 or 7 years.
All right, got to point out, prop god Paris pointed out since 2002, quarterbacks making their first NFL playoff start have gone 17-33 straight up, 16-33-1 against the spread.
Who's the quarterback making their first start?
Basically what I was saying.
Shout out to Charles. Charles told me earlier today it's 5 quarterbacks making their first playoff start this
That's
week.
correct. Joe Burrow, Derek Carr, Mac Jones, Jalen Hurts, and Kyler Murray.
5 of them.
Yeah, we know Carr got to the playoffs once, but he was hurt. He did not play in that game. So, yeah, a lot of guys making their first career starts. But I'm gonna finish this game off. I actually do not want to touch either team. Like, I do not want to catch a 5 or lay the 5. Like I said, the Burrow thing. There people are speculating that he might be a little more hurt than the average fan may think. So I did want to point that out to you guys. But I like the under in this game. 49. It's looked like it's going down to 48.5. It's gonna be a cold game. Potential snow. The Raiders. You guys got that. I got a lot of stuff in front of me, but I don't have that Derek Carr stat I just gave out. But him under in 40-degree weather, I believe 6 yards per attempt. So that's way down to his average, about 8 or 9. And then his touchdown to interception ratio, 8 touchdowns to 7 interceptions. I just think it's tough for him to play in cold weather. We really don't see him, play in that frigid weather much. Maybe once a year, twice a year, possibly. So I think this is gonna be a tough situation for him. Bengals. I think with rookie head coaches as well. We got 2 rookie head coaches here. Going to come out a little stagnant, possibly the first half, under 24, if I can get that. So I want to play that as well, but the under is where I'm attacking here. I think both teams want to run the ball, and then the Bengals had success running the ball against the Raiders early in the year. I think they try to get back to that and avoid the pass rush of the Raiders. So I like the under here, 49, and I probably play the first half though.
Yeah, I like the first half better than the full game.
Yeah.
I like what you're saying in terms of two young teams, right? Two teams without playoff experience. Obviously, nerves play a factor there, and it's going to play more of a factor in the first half than will the second half. And then, going back to my point, I always like playing unders on flat numbers. So if I do see that first half total at 24, even on the number, I'd be inclined to play that under.
Yes, sir. All right, let's keep it moving. So, that was Raiders at the Bengals. First game on the board, playoff weekend. Next game, Patriots at the Bills. Bills -4, total of 44. I'll start with me in this one, gentlemen. I did want to point out some playoff stats. Bills 2-3 against the spread in the playoffs under Sean McDermott. Patriots are 4-3 against the spread in the playoffs since 2017. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna just start off here. I'm gonna lean with the Patriots plus the 4 points. I just feel like I got a division rivalry here. It's the third time these guys are seeing each other, in which seems like the last month and 5 to 6 weeks. I just think that the Patriots, their staff just has so much experience here. Bill Belichick, I'm catching 4 points. I know I have a rookie quarterback, so that's tough to back. But I just think the cold weather is really going to take a play here, and it could just come down to defense. So I'm gonna back the Patriots or lean with them here plus the 4 points. Not a real strong handicap, but I'm a back belly in this spot plus the 4. Rome, what do you think?
Yeah, I don't really have much of an opinion on the side on this game. Obviously, the weather in Buffalo is supposed to be below 0 degrees at kickoff. So we would expect, low scoring. And what the Patriots did prior in the season when they played in Buffalo, where they tried to just basically Naval Academy their way to a win and get out of there. I could see a lot of that. But I could also see the Bills being ready for that more than they were, obviously, the first time around. So just like, I can see an under low total, 44, bad weather. And, we talk about weather in games. Precipitation doesn't really make as much of a factor in weather as wind does. And the wind is going to be important here in this game. So we don't think we'll see a lot of passing. I don't think we're going to see a lot of passing from Mac Jones in his first playoff game anyway. I think they were going to try and play him conservative. And then Josh Allen, obviously, in that run game that shows up every once in a while, I think that could be an important factor with Josh Allen being a part of that run game, because I don't think they're going to be able to do it just against the air against the Patriots with J.C. Jackson and those guys on the back end. So I'm looking to play the under here. Last game they played went over 50 points scored. Obviously, the game prior, that Monday night game, was under whatever total that was. I want to say it was 36 or something and a half what it closed at. This one's at 44. I expect it to tick down a little bit more. Money's on the under. I'm on the under as well. Call me square on this one.
All right, and that's Romy Rome. That's Rome at Romy Rome _ on Twitter. This is What's the Line podcast, week 19, brought to you by anothergreatadventure.com. Soundman, what do you think about this game? The Bills laying 4 in division playoff game, wild card weekend.
Love the Bills here. I want to just dispute the fact that Rome's saying that these Bills aren't going to try to pass all over the Patriots. Last time they played, this guy, Josh Allen, was throwing the hell out of the ball.
I don't think they're going to be as efficient as they were in their last game.
I think he was very efficient, and you said, he won't be. I think even in the win game, they were throwing the ball, but the win was definitely taking that ball wherever it wanted to be. I love the Bills here. I think I feel like they were super embarrassed. I was watching NFL films. I know you don't like me saying whatever, but watching that, they're just like, yo, we feel super embarrassed about the run game, how they ran the ball on like Rome said, Naval Academy. They ran that whole scheme. They won the game. That's why they came out game 2 and just was throwing it all. They pretty much dominated them the whole entire game. I think they're going to do the same here. They just played them, and they just dominated them not too many weeks ago. Bills Mafia is super ready for this game, a playoff game. Sean McDermott is 2-0 at the crib. Josh Allen's 3-4 against these Bills. Against the Patriots in the last 4. So I think, 4 points at the crib, playoffs, no matter what the weather is. I think this is going to be like
the line is 4. They need 5 to cover.
I think they can easily do that in my eyes. I mean, they beat them by 12 last time. So you just win by a touchdown here. I love the Bills here. I think it's going to be an easy game for them. You always tell me, P, don't underestimate Bill Belichick, but, I don't got nothing for him here, man. I think the Bills are trying to make a statement here, and, week one, I said, two teams that I believe in are going to represent the AFC. Bills are one of them. So I think this is a statement game for me and them to, get Super Bowl. So I love the Bills here to cover the 4. Simple as that.
All right, Keith, what do you think about this game? Bills land 4 at against the Patriots.
To be honest, I don't even know if this is legal in the playoffs, but if I could, this would be my definite stay away game. I don't want any parts of this. It's like you said it, like they literally just played multiple times. I'm upset that this is even a matchup. In terms of liking the side, it's hard to even say it because we know the weather's going to be so terrible. I tend to be like have the square liner thing in the wrong where you have to hammer the under. We've seen this literally happen this year, the 14-10 game. They only scored 24 points altogether in a bad weather game. But honestly, it's really hard for me to take the Bills here to cover 4. It's an ugly number against a division opponent. And I do not want to take a rookie quarterback starting this first game. That's going to pretty much be a theme with me here. 2 of the situations, it's not a rookie quarterback, but 2 situations is going to be the first time a quarterback in the playoffs, and they're playing each other, so I can't fade it. But I can't do it. If I had to pick something, I would go under here, but I hate picking a side here at all.
All right, so that's gonna sum up. Is that? Oh yeah, what's the night Saturday game? Is that Eagles Bucks?
Eagles Bucks.
All right, Eagles Bucks Saturday night football. Bucks laying 8.5 at home, total of 45.5. Gentlemen, this under has come way down. Started about 49.
Last time I saw.
It was at what?
46 last time I saw.
Oh yeah. I mean, it was much higher than what it is now. And I just apparently it's going to be a lot of like extreme winds, possibly 30-mile-an-hour winds.
Boom, we like wind for under.
So that's why this total continues to come down. But Bucks laying 8.5. Did want to point out Bucks are 9-5 against the spread as a home fave. 1-5 though against the spread versus the NFC East since Tom Brady's been there. I did want to point that out. Eagles 7-4 versus the NFC South the last 4 or 5 years. But yeah, I don't got much on them in the playoffs. But yeah, Bucks, we know what they are, defending Super Bowl champs, laying 8.5. These teams played earlier this year. Soundman, start with you, NFC East guy. Talk to me. What do you think about this game?
I think I really appreciate these stats here, man. I'm glad you pointed them out. The 9-5, the 1-5 versus the NFC East. I guess this is Tom Brady 3-1 in the playoffs.
Yes.
Eagles 7-4 against the NFC South. I mean, Eagles obviously number 1 in the league in rushing. Bucks. I'm still thinking Brady's a Patriot. Bucks obviously first in passing here. I was literally watching this game earlier today, the playbacks of it. Another stat that Charles pointed out to me, 5 of the 6 teams playing this week played already this year. So I was watching this game, their week 6 game, and it was a 28-22 win. Obviously, they won by 6. Spread is 8.5 here. I don't believe in the Eagles. As you said, I'm the NFC East guy. Obviously, I have a bias there. The 8.5 seems kind of high to me for the Bucks. And we can look at this as like how we've been saying, like Tom Brady in a primetime game. He hasn't really covered most of these games. This is obviously going to be the night game on Saturday. I really don't have too much for this, but the 8.5 to me, I was watching the game earlier. AB was going crazy. Godwin was going crazy. Obviously, both of them are not there. I'm a big proponent of who the hell is Tom Brady throwing the ball to. Obviously, they put up 41 points last week, somehow, some way.
Yeah.
But it's the playoffs now. It's kind of different. So I don't know. 8.5 to me seems too high for these Bucks that haven't been seen to me as consistent in these last weeks since these bodies have been falling. Leonard Fournette's of the world, the Godwins of the world, the defensive players have been falling. They've been getting some guys back, but it's just like, I don't know about these Bucks. I don't think it's their year this year, but also I don't think the Eagles are that good. Jalen Hurts got a good week of rest in, so he'll be back. And, if you run the ball, control the time of possession here, you know what I'm saying, you might can cover the 8.5. So I'm going to lean Eagles here to cover the 8.5 just because I'm not believing in the Bucks' health, and they're just cohesiveness hasn't been looking good to me as of late going into the playoffs. I don't think it's their year at all. So I'm gonna lean Bucks here. Oh, excuse me, I'm leaning Eagles here to cover this 8.5.
Mhm.
All right. Rome, what do you think about this game? Bucks laying 8.5 and the total. I talked about the wins. Let me know what you think.
Yeah, I like this game as well. Bucks should be noted, they're 3-0 in their last postseason games, obviously winning the Super Bowl. But that goes back to the game in New Orleans and Green Bay as well. The game prior to that, wild card game in Washington last year. You guys remember that line? Anybody?
Oh, yeah. It was what was it? 10? It was 11. It was 11, right?
I think it was 10.5.
Line opened at 11, came down to 8.5. All right. So that was an 8.5, Bucks laying 8.5 on the road against last year's Washington football team. All right. So let's think about this. This year, they're at home. You get 3 for being at home in the playoffs. And they're laying 8.5 against the Eagles. The last year's Washington football team and the Eagles football team this year, I would say they're about even. So the Bucks are basically giving up 3. This line basically says this Eagles football team is 3 points better than last year's Washington football team. And the Bucks struggled to cover. They won by 8 last year in Baltimore after that Heineke mess at the end, backdoor cover by the Washington football team. So they didn't cover any of the lines. They didn't cover 11. They didn't cover 8.5. They didn't cover any of them. And now this year, they're at home laying 8.5, which is a true 5.5 because they get 3 for being at home. So that already says the books are already saying this Bucks team is not as good as they were last year. And with a mobile quarterback like Jalen Hurts, anything is possible in games like this. And we talk about a Bucks team that has struggled with cohesion down the stretch. Never mind the AB mess. We talk about the injuries. Fournette, Godwin, and then defensively, we talk about Shaq Barrett, their pass rusher, who was big last year for them down the stretch in the playoffs. So this is a Bucks team that I think is limping into the playoffs. They're obviously going to be a public team. They're obviously going to get a lot of love. I could see them on a lot of you guys who are listening are probably going to play the Bucks money line and parlay all these teams together. I would not touch the Bucks this weekend. Give me the 8.5 points with the Philadelphia Eagles, a franchise that they're used to playing in playoff games. And I think while this roster is young, I think there's a lot of veteran leaders on this team. They still have Fletcher Cox. They still have Jason Kelly. I'm just interested to see what happens here because this line definitely says that either this Eagles team is 3 points better than the Washington football team from last year, which I do not believe, or this Bucks team is 3 points worse than they were last year when they won the Super Bowl, which I do believe. So give me the Eagles and the 8.5 on the road. I love that. Also look to play Bucks team total under on this game just because of all the injuries and mishaps offensively. And I think if they do, find a way to get in the lead in this game, they're just trying to make it the next week. They're not necessarily looking for margin. So yeah, give me the Bucks. Give me the Eagles catching the 8.5 and the Bucks total team under in this game. 2 bets.
Yeah, quickly with me, I was going to add the Bucks total team under as well, but I agree with everything you just said, Rome. I mean, when you talk like that, that's as sharp as it gets. So, I mean, I definitely would go with the Eagles plus the 8.5 points. Like I said, it's going to be a lot of win and stuff here. So
it's hard to even get margin and win games too,
Correct. So
and even if you do try to do that, the only way that you're going to be able to get that type of margin in a win game is going to have to be running the ball, which limits you to big plays and obviously scoring touchdowns. And then also wind is a factor on field goals. So we could have some missed field goals in there. Let's just say they get 2 missed field goals. That's a touchdown for us off the board on the Bucks team total. 2 missed field goals is a touchdown. So back to what you were saying. But yeah, I mean, I love the win factor and all the things included with why I would like to play the Bucks team total under.
All right. Keith, let us know how you feel about this game. The Bucks laying 8.5 versus the Eagles.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the dreaded thing and give you the quadruple like on the Eagles here. And I mean, it's honestly we've touched on it a lot, so I'm gonna make it quick for 2 reasons. It's a high spread and it's a relatively high spread, the second high spread of the weekend, and a definitely relatively low total. Though that's a key sign right there that you might want to play the underdog. 8.5, like everyone says, a lot of points for a team that's dealing with cluster injuries at the skill position. We know it's Tom Brady. We've seen him do it countless number of times. But I want to point out that Tom Brady, over the course of his career, it seemed like he never honestly does it back to back. They never do it back to back years. I know obviously a lot of that was with the Patriots, but they rarely do it back to back. He seems to take a year off, retool. This is definitely seeming like a year where it's like A lot of the things that were going right for them last year for the playoff run are just literally just not there. Antonio Brown, enormous talent. He's not there obviously for whatever reasons. And playoff Lenny, it's playoff time. That's literally his nickname, playoff Lenny. He revived his career last year. He's not there. We're talking about a team
I
that
think he's expected to come back this week, though.
yeah, but I don't want to hurt Leonard Fournette. You never want that. He's probably. I feel like he's in a situation where he may be only coming back because it is the playoffs. Hopefully, it's not that. If he is super healthy, though, it could change the game. But I'm looking at it as you don't have 100% Leonard Fournette. And anytime a team, just real caveat before we go to the next game. Anytime a team is picking up Le'Veon Bell at this point, is not a good sign.
Good point. And it also means that they don't trust what's in the backfield right now. That's Ronald Jones, who has been there for 2 years. So they already don't have too much confidence in their
Just
depth.
like 2 months ago, if we would have told you going into the playoffs, Tom Brady would have Le'Veon Bell and not Antonio Brown. It would look at you like you were crazy. But that is what's going on.
Definitely so. Good point. All right. So that's how we feel about that game. Quadruple well, not a quadruple I gotta lean lean with the Eagles, but definitely fucking with that Bucks team total under. All right, next game on the board. The San Francisco 49ers. You see where I'm going, Rome. At the Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys laying 3 at home. You got some stats. Cowboys 0-3 against the spread in the playoffs under Dak.
Let's go back to Aikman and Steve Young, Joe Montana, and those guys. How far does this go back?
Oh, I mean, it's 0-3. This is Dak Prescott in the playoffs. 0-3 against the spread. Dak Prescott 0-3. Although I did win money on them against the Seahawks. This is me, wild card weekend a few years back. But that's when they were catching money. And then, you know how that Cowboys money comes in. They end up laying like 2.5, only win by 2. But I got on it early. And speaking of getting on it early, we remember week 1 of this year. I was on that 49ers, minus 7.5, right? Early. Got up to 8.5. Those guys lost. They only won by 8. I am on the 49ers here, plus the 3 points. And it comes down to a few things. I talked about the Cowboys 0-3 against the spread in the playoffs. We understand that. But how about them as a home favorite? 18-21-1 against the spread under since 2016 are the Cowboys when they lay points at home. I was just on the Cardinals a couple weeks ago, fading the Cowboys at home. I just think that this, so much goes into this Cowboys team, Jerry World. When I look at Dak Prescott on a week-to-week basis, he's not looking at his full route tree. I mean, his full receiver is like, he's kind of, 1 or 2 guys, Amari Cooper in the tight end, Cedric Wilson in the tight, like he's not looking at all of his guys. And this is a guy who had CeeDee Lamb, and I was just 1 catch away from winning my fantasy football matchup. But I just noticed that he's not looking at the full side, everything on the field right now. The Cowboys, we saw how they played against the Eagles backup last week, but 49ers team, this is a team that was in the Super Bowl just a couple years ago. This is a team I like to fade teams that do not necessarily have the playoff experience. We know Dak Prescott and Ezekiel have it, but the CeeDee Lambs and the Michael Parsons of the world do not have that experience. Cowboys are a hot team. We saw how great they played, but Deebo Samuels of the world, like it's going to be hard to tackle them. I just think this 49ers team can run the ball. They're 7th in the rushing yards per game. And revenge game. If you guys remember back to last year, and look at this, I'm kind of tooting my own horn here, but I was on the Cowboys. I was fading the 49ers late in the season last year. With the backup quarterback, they got it done and beat the 49ers outright. But yeah, I just think that it's a revenge game here. Kyle Shanahan, playoff experience, Jimmy G, he's a winner. He just wins there. I don't know what it is. He wins there though. So I'm going to back the 49ers here, catching 3, possibly by the hook. But yeah, that's a best bet for me, gentlemen, here, January 13th. Rome, what do you think?
49ers money line. There's your not sound man special of the game of the week.
I was looking for that. I was like, this is the one for sure, right?
It's a flat 3 at home. You just embarrassed your division rival on the road week 18. And then I think the public is going to look at this as, damn, the Cowboys blew out the Eagles last week and the 49ers needed a last-second comeback drive to even get into the playoffs against the Rams. Well, I mean, we know how wild the NFC West can get. And all that said, Cowboys are laying a flat 3. You get 3 for being at home. So this is a Cowboys team that's, I don't know the record. What's the record? It doesn't really matter.
10-7.
10-7, and a 49ers team has one less win.
Six of those 10 from the NFC East, correct?
I think they're 12-5.
Correct.
12-5.
They swept their division.
That number. Yep, they swept the NFC East, weakest division. Well, one of the weakest divisions in pro football this year. Outside,
they beat the NFC. They beat the entire NFC.
Yeah, so you got a 49ers team here that's played in a harder division, and obviously a team that's built better for games like this. A team that can run the ball when they want to, play action. They're going to have those guys, moving across the field. There's a big Kittle game I could see, and then also, they like to feature these no-name running backs in these games. So I guess Mitchell will be the guy this year. I really like the 49ers this week on the money line. I think I'll play the money line and a pleaser line, which will probably might be -3.5 for the 49ers at +200. I love the 49ers this weekend.
All right. Got double likes there. Papa Keys, talk to me. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, I'm loving the cohesion this week. There's no cap. I actually do love. I love the 49ers.
My bad. I'll take the cohesion in the playoffs. It's a little bit different.
Yeah. I'm loving it. But I actually love the 49ers here for obviously a lot of the reasons that you guys said. I feel like the Cowboys, you're just waiting for them to flow. That's pretty much what they are. The 0-3 in the playoff stats under that pretty much summarizes it against the spread, that is. But one thing that people didn't touch on, we talk about the games that the Cowboys did win or lose. You take away the 2 wins against the Eagles, a division opponent that they beat up on a couple of times this year. The Cowboys are 1-5 against teams that made the playoffs this year. Against playoff teams this year, the Cowboys are 1-5 straight up. And you got them now. That's that's all year, at home, away, whatever. They don't play well against what have proven to be the good teams in the league, the teams that made the playoffs. So you got them at home laying like you said, the flat 3. I love the 49ers here. I was hoping it was the Soundman special, but I guess we'll see.
All right, Soundman, talk to us. Cowboys laying 3 against the 49ers, total 51.
Listen, man, the listeners are either gonna love us or hate us after this shit. They're either gonna love us or hate us, man. I hate to be the biased guy because I'm not riding for the Cowboys at all. Like I can't ride for the Cowboys at all, man. I can't. I like the 49ers here, man. I really do. I really do. I hate the Cowboys.
It took you a while to get there.
No, I mean, I just for the viewers, man. Like they're either gonna love us or hate us after this. Nonetheless, man, a lot of stats have been thrown out there. The one stat that also didn't get stated about these Cowboys, man, they have not beat a team this year that has 10 wins at all this whole entire year. Even my Detroit Lions, my Dan Campbell Lions, have beat teams that has 10 wins. These Cowboys have not beat a team that has 10 wins. Here you go, playing a team that's 7-3 in their last 10 games. They got 10 wins. Niners are coming to town, man. And it's just like, man, the Niners are more hot than these Cowboys are. Cowboys are at home. But it's just like, man, these Niners just been riding high. I asked all my Cowboys fans, man, who's checking Kittle? Who's checking Debo? Who's checking
the Cowboys lose, not even big games. The Cowboys lose games at home. They've been losing games at home all year. They lost to, like you said, the Raiders on Thanksgiving. They just lost to the Cardinals at home in December.
They lost to the Broncos as 10-point favorites at home this year.
They lose at home. So, I mean, we'll see.
Let's talk about this. At every position on the field, I would say it's either null and void or it's a check in terms of it goes in favor of the 49ers. The Cowboys want to use a rookie pass rusher as their best pass rusher, DeMarcus Lawrence and Randy Gregory. Okay, cool. We got Trent Williams, the best left tackle in pro football this year.
Banged up a little
that's
bit.
Checked off. All right. Who's going to check Kittle? Van Der Esch?
No.
So that's checked off. Who's going to check Debo? The guy who's been getting cooked most of any cornerback in pro football this year?
Debo. You can't check Debo.
So at every position on the field, and then who do you want scheming up your playoff offense? You want Kyle Shanahan, a guy who's coached in Super Bowls and big games plenty of times, or you want Kellen Moore, a guy who I think is pretty overrated And Mike McCarthy, do you want him game managing, clock managing the game in the playoffs? We've seen all the blunders he's had on the field, not calling timeouts before halftime, just all types of idiotic stuff. So who do we want? Kyle Shanahan. And this is another thing for the viewers. You guys don't know this, but Marky P does not like betting with Kyle Shanahan often. So the fact that he was just so, on board with the 49ers here, that in itself is pretty telling. And I think it's just like, this is a more experienced team in the playoffs. So, I mean, outside of Zeke and Dak, nobody that really matters has experience in these type of games. So give me the 49ers going on a business trip as opposed to a Cowboys team that I think could be lethargic, at home, sleeping in their own beds, just estimating that they could walk in and get a win. I'm not loving the Cowboys this week.
Also a slight revenge game. These teams played in 2020. Cowboys won at the crib. So another thing about this game, man, the Niners are just like the Cardinals. They don't win at home. They win on the road. And like how we just said, Cowboys lose these games at home. So it's just like, man, Niners are coming, man. I was off the NFC West train. And like the Niners brought me back, man. These guys have been surging these last 10 weeks. I don't want to call it the Sound Man special yet, but I mean, damn, this is the only underdog of the week that I truly like. So, I'm here for the Niners to, cover the 3, man. Beat the Cowboys. Get them out of the way, man. They haven't beat a team with 10 wins, man. So it's just like, yo, are you gonna do it now in the playoffs? You know what I'm saying? 4:00 game, Sunday. This is the game. So, you know what I mean? This is going to be the game of Sunday. So,
hey, just a caveat. I just don't like the way this Raiders line is moving right now.
wow. Back to that.
Yeah, I just want to not necessarily
let's
not get off it, but it's getting a little outlandish, especially for it to be Thursday. I think it's getting a little too cheap. So we'll see. But
I gotta I'm sorry, P. I didn't know if you was gonna see this, but I got the live up, the IG live. This guy, our guy from Paris said Shanny versus Dan Quinn and had the emoji with his eye raises. Is that a thing? You know what I'm saying? Shanny versus Dan Quinn.
I mean, they were on the same staff in Atlanta, so I mean,
Dan Quinn's having a season. I can't lie. He's, you know what I mean?
Micah Parsons is having a season. Trayvon
one guy
Diggs on the back end. I mean, if you talk about Dan Quinn having a season, stop putting Anthony Brown out on the islands and getting cooked every week.
They be getting trash. They've been playing this terrible NFC, so you know what I mean. Who's checking Debo? Who's checking Kittle? Who's tackling these running backs out the back?
Who's tackling? That's what I want to know.
Yeah, so go Niners, man.
All right, 2 more games on the board, gentlemen. Steelers are at the Chiefs. Chiefs laying 13, total of 46. Big Ben days are definitely number. Steelers just 7-7-2 against the spread in the playoffs under Mike Tomlin.
They've been laying points most of those times. They've never caught more than double digits like this time.
Fair that they haven't caught this much of a number, but they be catching points too. Like they're not laying points all the time. Specifically,
I'm saying double digits. It's 13. These two teams just played last.
Yeah. I mean, I'm fair, but I'm just saying
they got blown out.
Overall, the playoff success is not there. You're 500. This is a team that you think about Mike Tomlin and whatever playoff success they've had. He's won a championship, but they're just 500 against the spread as a playoff team. And, they did go against the, the Pats and the Bradys of the world, the Peyton Mannings. And, so I wanted to point that out. But, all right. So, but yeah, that 32-21, 32-21 against the spread, though. Road dog, all the Steelers are under Mike Tomlin. Chiefs under Andy Reid, 5-3 against the spread, or under Mahomes, 5-3 against the spread in the playoffs. What do you guys think about this game? Start with you, Sound Man. Chiefs laying 13 at home.
Yeah, very quick for me. I'm gonna I haven't rode with the Chiefs all year. I'm gonna ride with the Chiefs here. I'm gonna bite the points here. I don't care. I was watching a replay of the game from whatever week they played. It was 23-0 at halftime. We all know the Steelers. They start off slow. They can get behind. Chiefs can put you behind, and then it's over at that point. I think it's going to be the same deal here. I got nothing for the Steelers. Steelers are just happy to be here, happy to be in the playoffs. They lucked up, won a game in overtime, and the chips fell how they did and they made it here. I got nothing for them here. I think the Chiefs get the win at the Kingdom. 13 points. I think it's going to be a very boring game. Go to sleep at, halftime, third quarter, and wake up and the Chiefs won by like however many points. I think they covered this 13 easily though. So give me the Chiefs here. I'll take the 13.
All right, I'm looking at Rome right across from you, Sound Man. You got nothing for this game, Rome?
No, I'm not touching this game.
All right, Keys, what do you think about this game? Chiefs land 13, AFC West.
To be honest, this game is really pulling at my heartstrings. It's like I can see so many things happening. Like, I'm not even talking about the spread here. Sometimes it's just deeper than football. I really want to see Big Ben go out really sad. But it's like 13 points is crazy on the spread. And I would actually love to see him beat the Chiefs, just the Chiefs lose in general. So when I think about this, I really can't objectively look at this game. Sometimes it's just deeper than football. I think we all need to come together and hope the Chiefs cover this 13 points by a mile. Just put him out. Put that old dog out of his misery. Go on about his day.
Yeah, 3 weeks ago when these two teams played, line was 10, same venue in Kansas City. Line is up to 13 this week.
I don't know if Kelsey played, but he definitely
Didn't play.
He didn't do anything that game if he did. I was about to say, I want to say he didn't play. That's without Kelsey.
They won by 26.
I believe that's the game that Edwards-Helaire also got hurt again. They did the committee thing with the running backs. They all had success. It's just really hard for me to even think of a world in which like the Steelers win. You know what I mean? I'm going Chiefs. I'm gonna like the Chiefs here. Let's go. Let's cover these points. Get them out of here.
12 and a half now on most books.
Ben drops back and he just throws a fucking fade route every single time.
I'm
tired of seeing it.
Like, seriously think about though is like you said, the last game was 26-0 at halftime. And the Steelers at that point in the season, they probably didn't think they would be here exactly. They're happy to be here. Probably gave up on that game. It is going to be Big Ben's last game, and everybody in that locker room doesn't feel the same way I do about him. They probably will rally around him. You know what I mean? Definitely don't want him to get blown out. So the sneaky backdoor cover is definitely concerning. Like, I definitely won't bet on the Chiefs here, but if I had to pick a side, I would just go them.
Yeah, for me, I'm a fade the Steelers offense. I see them every week. They cannot throw the ball up and down the field. It's the last opportunity I'll probably have. I'm gonna take the Steelers first half team total under, as long as it's a touchdown or more. And I'm gonna also take the Chiefs in the first half.
I love that angle, B. After all of that emotion,
I probably wouldn't take the Chiefs in the first half, considering that the Steelers, if they want to win this game, you take that blueprint with the Denver Broncos had last week. You run Benny Snell and Najee Harris. You try to run the 2-game thing and kind of just keep them off the field. So first half under, first half team total Steelers under. Yes, I want both of those in this game. But
I don't necessarily like the first half team total under on the Steelers, just because the Chiefs can score at will so much. The Steelers could end up having the ball more than the Chiefs do in this first half. The Chiefs aren't necessarily known for going down the field and putting together 6-7 minute drives. I could easily see time of possession in favor of the Steelers. Obviously, if you got the ball more, you have more of an opportunity to score. So I don't like that first half team total under, and I think it'll be around.
It's probably be 7.5, 8. I'm thinking 7.5.
Okay, all right.
I'll take the under at 7.5.
I don't like that.
Yeah, I'll take it. Fading Big Ben, fading the offense. Last opportunity of my lifetime to fade this, so got to do it while I can. Last game on the board. Cardinals at the Rams. Rams favored by 4. Total of 49.5. Division game, as we obviously know. Cardinals 13-3-2 against the spread as a road dog under Kyler Murray and Cliff King, or under King Curry. That's very good. Rams 18-12-1 against the spread division games under head coach Sean McVay. Start with me, guys. I'm gonna just lean with the Rams here, minus the 4. I would love to just get on this Cardinals train. However, I like to fade teams that do not have this playoff experience. The Rams do. Even Stafford has his 3 games of playoff experience. I just think it's a different speed out there, and this team can get this Cardinals team. You can run the ball on them. So I think the Sean McVay smart enough coach to understand y'all probably need to run the ball a little more, especially with Stafford. And you can have the opportunities here. And this Rams team usually takes care of business here against these Cardinals. I know the last time they played in LA, the Cardinals won, split the season series, but I'm gonna lean with the Cardinals here, minus the 4 points.
You're leaning with the Rams here, minus the 4.
Oh yeah, I'm leaning with the Rams here, minus the 4 points. But yeah, Rome, what do you think about this game?
Yeah, it's 2 4s on the board. That being 2 teams at home laying 4 this week. If any of them get home, it's going to be the Rams. I really like this team. Obviously, the debacle last week at home, but we talk about a Cardinals team that's very young, and I've been not necessarily against, but I haven't really liked this Cardinals team in many spots this year. The most recent spot that I did like them in was in Dallas, and we've already talked about Dallas. A Rams team here that's a little bit more mature. We talk about Stafford, we talk about Darnold, we talk about Beckham, we talk about Ramsey, we talk about whoever else they got on the back end, D. Williams at the cornerback position. And then you go to the Cardinals side, and Budda Baker, Chandler Jones, I'm not necessarily worried about them making plays in this game. I think it'll be a lot of Kyler Murray trying to make things happen. AJ Green looks burnt every single weekend. No DeAndre Hopkins. Cardinals go home this week, and I think this is one of those spots where the public says, man, the Cardinals were balling at one point. They were 10-1, right? Now they're catching points in the playoffs. This is a layup. We got to take the points here. They're laying 4 at home. How about this? And the Cardinals just beat the Rams in LA before this year. We got to play the 4. Nah, I'll lay the floor here with the Rams at home. I love Sean McVay's offense. I'll go on and on about that, but I think it plays best in games like this where you have Kyler Murray. The way to beat him is just keep him off the field. So you play ball control, you get Cooper Kupp the ball, you get Odell Beckham the ball. I think this is where the stars come out finally in LA, and they finally put things together this week. So give me the Rams laying the 4. Just a team that's been a little bit more consistent this year, which is ironic to say, seeing that the Cardinals start off hot as they did. But I like the Rams here in this spot. A young coach in Cliff Kingsbury, and then a coach in Sean McVay who's been to a Super Bowl already.
Yep. All right, Salman, what do you think about this game? Rams laying 4 against the Cards, NFC West.
Yeah, I've been on the fence about this game all week. I'm glad to hear Rome speak, and it just pretty much summed up how I feel about this game, man. I like the Cardinals here. To win this game outright. And it just made me think about, just watching the Rams in the last few weeks, man. They haven't had any impressive wins. I'm looking at, their games they played. They haven't really done anything like any impressive wins. There hasn't been any blowout wins. There's been a lot of close wins, a lot of games that shouldn't have been that close. We all know what the Cardinals did. Started out 8-1 or 7-1 or whatever they did. Tailed off, had some injuries or whatever. Didn't win at home. That's fine.
Well, 10-2. They finished the season 11-6. So down the stretch, they won 1 game.
That's cool.
Do you want to back this week?
Yeah, because they don't win at home, and they're on the road here. They're going to.
They haven't won. They didn't win their last 3 home games of the year. Most notably, one against the Rams.
Who did win at home?
Their last 3 home games, the Cardinals lost.
That's what I'm saying. Are they not on the road?
They're on the road.
They're 1-2 in their last 2 road games.
Don't care about that. They've won more on the road than they have at home. So the Rams, this guy Stafford, he's been turning the ball over at a high rate. I think this is another one of them games. What is it? 7 interceptions in the last 3 or so games, maybe 8 in the last 4 or something like that. I think that trend continues here. Monday night game. Cardinals put everything to bed, man. It's we started off hot, we tailed off. Now let's kind of pick it back up. The start of the season, they were the front runners to go, represent the NFC. Obviously, we all know they tailed off. The Rams were as well.
No, the Rams were the front runners. The Cardinals came out of nowhere.
Yeah. But at one point, it was just what I'm saying? Cardinals is it. And it was Rams, okay, who's Stafford? You know what I mean? Kupp's going crazy. But that kind of all went to bed. I'm just gonna ride with the Cardinals here, man. I think they'll win outright. If anything's gonna be the Soundman special, it might be this team here, this Cardinals, man. Just because they're on the road.
What went to bed about Cooper Kupp? He won the Triple Crown, most reception yards, most touchdowns, most receptions this year. What went to bed about that? Who was throwing him the ball all year? Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
In a game like this,
his-
Sean McVay is going to run the ball. He's going to run play action bootleg. It's going to look a lot like what the 49ers do. And they're going to exploit a number 20 Cardinals defense against the run. You can believe that. And it's going to be a lot of play action. I can see Odell Beckham getting off this week. I mean, I really don't see a way that the Cardinals go into LA and win this game at all.
You don't?
No.
Okay. If you bet chicken sandwiches, I would bet one right now, man.
I mean, I'll bet it on the money line. I'll bet it on the money line, but the Cardinals are not winning this game.
You know I'm a money line guy. If you want to bet it on the money line, we can do that.
All right, I'll take the Rams money line. Chicken sandwich bet.
Take the Cardinals, man. No,
God damn it, P. You're supposed to call my name. God damn.
Nah, man. I love the Cardinals here, though, man. It's just like, you know what I mean? Let's get back on track to what we should have been. I think the Cardinals were there. They started off more hot than the Rams did. So it's like, let's get back on track to seeing what it is. Everybody's talking about, let's get DeAndre Hopkins back. You know what I'm saying? For the NFC Championship.
Not gonna play.
I know. That's what I'm saying. For the NFC Championship, they're already looking.
The season's over because they're losing this weekend. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right. Before so we got a chicken sandwich on that on the money line.
I can't wait. I can't wait to throw the Andy up text when they play on Monday night.
Hey, how about the NFL getting super greedy on Wild Card Weekend and having this game on a Monday night? That's crazy.
It's cash grab, baby.
We'll take it, but I mean, just shout out to Rome getting a lot of value there. He's laying 4, but he got a chicken sandwich on just the money line. So
yeah, he's crazy.
Yeah, want to point that out. All right, Keith, how do you feel about this game? Rams -4 against the Cardinals.
Yeah, it's one I was really thinking about, and I'm really here. I'm glad to hear Soundman's thoughts on this game. I gotta tell you, I love the Rams here. To be honest, like I can't bet with a team that's literally you started out the season super high. You fizzled as much as a team can fizzle to back into the playoffs. I mean, you lost a very meaningless game to the Seahawks to end the season. Okay, whatever. You got not a dominating win against the Cowboys, who all of us just sat here and said we don't necessarily believe in. Okay, before that, you lose to the Colts. You lose to the Lions. You lose to the Rams. I mean, we're looking at a team that we haven't seen a good, a standout performance by them since early November. Like early November.
The Raiders? The Raiders started off hot and fizzled? What are we saying?
No,
I mean, go ahead, Keith. Go ahead.
We fizzled? How did we fizzle?
Please.
5-2. What do you mean? 5-2?
And then we went 5-2, and then we went 5-3. Can you add? That's
Fizzle.
Okay.
I mean, of all the teams in this, of all the 14 teams in this, playoff tournament this year, you could argue the Cardinals are backed into the playoffs
For sure.
Most. They're
more
definitely
than
back in
any
the
team.
Yeah, no doubt.
And that's including the Steelers.
They lost to the Lions within a month. It's like, what are we talking about?
Packers lost to the Lions too. What are we saying? Number one seed in the NFC.
Come on now. Come on.
Rodgers played into the third quarter.
The line was 4. The line was 4. That line was written all over.
They got blown out by the Lions. They didn't just lose the Lions. They got blown out by the Lions.
I'll give you that.
With the Lions B team, it was Khalif Raymond and then out there going crazy.
I'll give you that.
But yeah, anyway, I love the Rams here. It's like, what are we doing? I wish I could have got that value on the chicken sandwich. I would have deluxe something.
You want to double it up? I mean, Keith wants a chicken sandwich bet.
I'm here. All right,
Keith, go ahead.
I'm confident in my teams. I'm here.
I hate to take any chickens from any young ones out there, but I gotta take this back. I gotta take this.
It's here. You know what I'm saying?
All right, there it is, gentlemen. All right, if you guys got best bets for me right now, get that ready. But let's do it. Tease me picks. Teaser, you know how we do. 6-point teaser, 2-team. You can get it -110 at some of the books that I know. So just point that out there. But for me, I'll start it off, gentlemen. I will take Patriots +10.
Strong.
Yeah, right.
It's a strong play.
Also,
that's why he went first.
Give me the Raiders Bengals under 54.5. I'll take that as well. 2-team teaser. What you guys got for me?
Eagles up to 14.5, 49ers up to 9.
All right.
Let me I'll do the Chiefs to -7 because I believe in them. And let me take the total of the Bucks and Eagles down to 39.5.
Okay. A
I'm with
lot of
that.
wins out there. All right, we'll see. All right, Keys, what you got for us?
Let me get the Patriots Bills under 50. I'm gonna get that under 50. And then let me get my Raiders. The Raiders.
The
Plus, what is
Raiders.
that?
I'm
Plus
backing
12?
off that game, by the way. I don't necessarily like the Raiders as much as that.
I think plus 11.5.
Plus 11 and a half. Yeah, I'll take that. 11 and a half. Like, come on. Don't go like that.
All right. There it is. Tease me picks. You guys got best bets. Like I said, San Francisco plus the 3. And I'll add Raiders, Bengals first half under. I like first half unders.
Yeah, my best bets of the week is going to be Eagles plus 8.5 and also the 49ers plus the 3. I also like the 49ers on a pleaser, which is basically opposite of what the spread is. So that would be 49ers minus 3.5 on the road, plus 200.
Yeah.
49ers.
Me and Rome, we had the same best bets, but I'll throw one more out there. I'm gonna put the Rams on there on paper as the best bet. That -4. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, I like that one too.
All right. So 49ers, triple best bet. Letting the people know. Tease me picks. Got it out there. Week 19 playoffs. We are here. Yeah, we'll be around. Super Bowl prop show coming up in a few weeks. So yeah, gentlemen, let's keep getting it. And yeah, that's it. This is What's the Line podcast. Catch you guys next week.